And I think also people expecting me to save Terry. As much as I never really had a strategy, this game forces
So
you.
it's never really about like what goes on. It's about who's gonna keep.
Someone left their pasta here.
Did Sis Tamara just ignore Terry? Did she just bluff Terry over the spaghetti conversation? Oh my goodness. You know, guys, this is what we call feminine beef. This is what we call girl beef. This is what we call women beef. We're here for this beefing. So, I'm going to be sharing why Sis Tamara, why there is a cold war between Sis Tamara and Terry. If you haven't seen my earlier video, guys, you probably want to check that out before coming back here to watch this, so you don't miss a thing. You guys know I try to give you the full gist, like I always promise. I'm back here with another update on the Big Brother show. If you're very new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Yulite. You're welcome to Personality Highlights. In this place, we talk about reality shows, real-time stories, of course, with a little constructive criticism here and there, just to dice it up, just to bring out some personas, and to help you understand the dynamics of how people think, react, personal traits, these are the kind of things that I like to hype in my channel. So basically, my content is seriously different from any content you're going to see out there on the internet. If you haven't subscribed, please click on the red subscribe button right now so you become a part of this community and join the conversation. Don't forget to turn on the post notification bell so that YouTube will always send you a message every time I share new content. Guys, if you're ready for this conversation, I'm ready to give you the full gist. So guys, in my earlier video, I talked about Sis Tamara and I talked about the conversation between Sis Tamara and Vino. And guys, seriously, that conversation actually held because Sis Tamara was the one who made that happen. Because from this conversation, I heard that it was Sis Tamara that wanted to have that conversation with Vino so that she could just apologize, make him feel like calm, cool, and not so bad about it as far your girlfriend's guy, you know, like beef thing. But now, guys, this is now the funny part of the whole thing is Sis Tamara actually called Vino to have a special meeting, one-on-one chat with Vino, but is out here ignoring her baby girlfriend, Terry. So my question is, why do you think that is happening? In this video, I'm going to be doing justice. I'm going to be bringing it down home so that you get the picture, like I always do. So from the conversation we heard between what's his name again, Tulz and Tamara, like Tamara was like the bad boss, you know, in all those movies we used to watch when we were kids. There's this actor and boss. So right now, I don't know who is your actor, I don't know who is your boss, but for me, I think Sis Tamara is the boss because she's acting her part very well. So we actually saw Tulz and Tamara have a conversation, and she was like, you know what, people think I was going to save Terry. Oh, like, oh my god, what kind of narrative is that? So that came off to me like, are we not supposed to think that way? Because you guys have been vibing before. So why should you not vote Terry? Anyways, moving forward, I don't want to talk about the things that I've talked about before, but I'm just going to share this. So for some of you who don't believe that Sis Tamara probably might be having a crush on Vino, or probably is jealous of the relationship between Vino and Terry, I'm not saying she is, these are speculations, or who don't also believe any of the things that is probably going on there, is trending, or that I've even shared in this channel. I'm going to be giving you a bigger perspective as to why Sis Tamara has actually been acting the way she's acted, how she has actually placed her bestie and the boyfriend on the chopping. So guys, before I continue, you guys know that like I always do, it's a tradition in this channel to give you the flow, like to make you have a flow of the conversation. So far, there has been a crazy trend and conversation that is going on because of Sis Tamara, who is the queer woman, queer lady, queer man, who is in the Big Brother show. So he is what we call a gender non-conforming experience, so he acts like a guy and he acts like a girl. And so one of his besties in the house is Terry. They rock together in parties and do stuffs, and Terry on the second week found the boyfriend from the new guy who came into the house. And after the first week, the second week, Sis Tamara nominated Vino when he had the veto power, so he used it against him. And then the second week, Tabil nominated him. The third week, he was not head of house. The fourth week, it was his turn, and he nominated Vino the second time. So the question has been, why has Vino been on the chopping board? Guys, I think I've explained why Vino has been on the chopping board. Now the next question is why Vino and Terry have been on the chopping board. Now I'm going to include the Terry part of it, because in my first video I didn't talk about Terry at all. Right now I want to talk about Terry. So in talking about it, I'm going to talk about the conversation that happened between Terry and Libo, and then move from the conversation that happened with Tulz and Sis Tamara. So Libo and Terry were actually having a conversation, and we could tell that she was really not in a very good mood. She wasn't a Terry we know. Terry we know is not so loud when she's talking. She eats her food. Yeah, she's loud, but we could tell that she was trying extra hard just to be cool. Like, if it were anybody, they would be finding it very hard to be cool. But she tried to be cool, and she appeared cool, but I knew she wasn't cool. So anyway, she said she was not going to lose her character over this nomination thing. And Libo kind of, at the end of the day, Libo left her on the table, and she was like some spaghetti. Like, I mean, Sis Tamara and Venice were clearly standing on the kitchen counter. They could hear her. She was really directly talking to Sis Tamara about spaghetti. But I mean, she got like a bluff, like, I don't think you're talking to me, or if you need it, maybe you should come to me. But if you don't understand why that attitude is, I felt it's okay. You're now noticing me because you're off for eviction. I think that was the message. Like I said, I think Sis Tamara has been a bit rejected from Terry. Now, moving forward from the conversation that happened between Terry and Libo, because there's really no big conversation there. It was a conversation that happened between Tulz and Sis Tamara. And Sis Tamara was clearly saying that, there's this narrative that she's supposed to save Terry, and she's like, really? Like, the way she said it, it sounded like, really? And I'm like, why not? Guys, whatever you think about this, please throw it in the comment section. I know I talk a lot about these things, but I know you guys probably might have a better understanding of what's going on. If you think you do know what's up, you can share your own analysis of the thing without fighting. Please throw it in the comment section. I'd love to read your comments on it, and of course observe your mindset towards the show. So we clearly heard Sis Tamara and Tulz talk, and guys, I'm not gonna lie, there were so many underlining lines that I had to underline a lot of lines. One of the lines that I underlined was Sis Tamara saying that she came to the game without a strategy, but the game forces you to have a strategy. Of course, being H2H 2 times had to make him a tougher person, and you guys know that he has been enjoying a lot of privilege. You guys noticed Gashon was the head of house last week. Today is up for nomination, and this leadership thing, there's always a battle. You battle with the housemates and how they react and everything. So I think Sis Tamara was just being a bit strategic, maybe too strategic, but I think she was being strategic, because when we look at the Zeno situationship, Zeno was Sis Tamara's bestie, but she just felt like he was not doing enough for the game, and that was how he left the show. So now looking at Terry, he's like, I've been enjoying immunity. I'm very sure that when I leave this position as head of house next week, I'll be on the chopping board, I'll be on the chopping block, I'll be on the chopping list for possible eviction. Who am I going to stand with? I don't have a crush. I don't have a relationship in the house. I mean, I gist with everybody, but I can't trust them. So I need to do something. And guys, literally, I think strategy for Sis Tamara was placing the strategy of, let me be consistent with my game. Since I picked Vino the first time, I need to do it the second time. So people understand that I'm very focused about my show, about my game. They would understand that I'm here for the 2 million rands. I'm not joking about it. You guys, 2 million rand is the question here. 2 million rand is approximately, I think, a lot of money. I don't know how much that is, but it's a lot of money. I think in the Nigerian currency, okay, I think in dollars, it's equivalent to $132,000 plus some cents. I think in the Nigerian money, it's close to 54 million naira, maybe close to 55 million naira, depending on the exchange rate. So I don't know how much that kind of money is to you, but I think it's a big amount of money. And some people decided to just be a bit intentional about that money. See, the truth is, this is a game, and everybody needs to game up. That's what I feel. So for me, I think one of the strong messages Sis Tamara had to send was to send the message that she's a strong character and she's consistent with her decisions. Like, you guys, look at it again. Tulz was the person that was saved, and Tulz again. So it means that she kind of understands what she's doing, and I mean, she needed to send a strong message out there to her fans, because when I heard this line and when she was having this conversation with Tulz, guys, listen to this line, you probably get the picture of what I'm saying.
And I have to make peace now. I have to let it's in the public's hands should I find myself standing.
Of course, with that line, she said she's going to be in the hands of the public. So it simply means that she is actually working towards her next week in the house, because literally, guys, whether she nominates her bestie or not, she's going to be on that nomination list whether she likes it or not. And she needed to think fast and think smart. And the smartest move was, you know what, since Terry has been giving me some kind of attitude, has neglected me because she has a new boo, I'm going to use her to shine. I'm going to use her as my strategy to game up. I'm going to use her to make my people out there know that I'm focused on the game and I'm here for the 2 moolah. For the 2 million rands. Guys, literally, I think this is just a strategic move by Sis Tamara. I don't know if you think it's being too strategic, being too fake, being too weak, being too strong, whatever term you want to use for it. I think it's a game. They're all on game on mood, and of course it's valid. I mean, guys, who knows, if you were there you probably would do worse than what Sis Tamara has done. So basically, I think I love the flow. I love the fact that they are all getting it up to their faces and they know who is who now. Guys, I'm going to see you all in the next video. Share your thoughts on what you think of what I've just shared so far, but this is basically what I think and why I think Sis Tamara picked Terry. So guys, I'm closing it up here. I'm not talking about it anymore. We have more things and conversations to talk about currently on the Big Brother show. See you guys very soon.